Ike, come here, man. You gotta hear this. It's way more than we all thought. What's up, guys? I'm John.
I'm Isaac.
And we are Cars and Cameras, and we have a lot going on with our 750 Cross Kart today. We are scuffing, welding, making look pretty, priming, painting, and figuring out how much this whole build cost us. And what's our paint scheme?
Black and white.
White with black accents, kind of like Stormtrooper. I love it. Let's get started.
All right.
That's what we lost. One of the bolts to the seat. This other one is all bent up too. It's still there though.
Yeah, it's from riding up onto the trailer.
Yeah.
That steep angle.
Didn't think about that one. Hey, I'm glad we didn't go any tighter with that roll bar because C would not be coming out.
Probably could put a cushion in the bottom, cushion on the back, and sit in it. Doesn't look too bad.
I mean, it's probably perfect for you now.
Probably so. It wouldn't be perfect for you though.
No, not at all. I just wonder.
Honestly, it feels about the same. Awesome.
So other than those two, we're pretty much ready for the front half of painting.
Well, I suppose we can start on the very, well, I don't know.
So we're moving front to back on this thing. The whole front half is pretty much disassembled to a point where we're happy with it, and now we can start rounding off sharp pieces of metal, smooth it out. So really just aesthetic things like the shock mounts and where the master cylinder mounts, just to make it look a little pretty. So we're getting pretty close in our cleanup of the frame. We have 4 more major pieces to cut out to add for reinforcements on our upper and lower control arms for the front end. So we're basically going to be making 2 different size triangles and making 2 of each to plate and reinforce the control arms.
All right, so we do have a tiny bit of room.
Like literally to there. So our triangle can be like max. Probably 2.5 realistically, man. I mean, 3 is pushing it. Alright, so Ike's getting rolling on some welding, and I figured I would come over here and start calculating how much this thing costs us to build. Well, not how much it costs us to build, but how much it would cost for someone else to build it, because our sponsor, GoPowersports.com, thankfully did send us a bunch of parts for free to put this thing together. So we're calculating based on what someone else would have to pay to build it themselves. So, first off, we have guesses. Ike is guessing $2,500 from the ground up, which I think is real low. I am saying $3,500 from the ground up. And then Kelby, our camera guy, who really doesn't have much knowledge of this kind of stuff, fabrication, says $3,200. I have a feeling he might be right. If you want to meet him, by the way, come out to Mini Mayhem October 4, 5, 6, 2019. It's going to be a good time. We're going to have the cross cart there, RSVP on CarsandCameras.com or on our Facebook page. All right, I'm going to get to running some numbers.
Hey, I think y'all overdid it.
Ike, come here, man. You gotta hear this. It's way more than we all thought. Ready?
Right.
So if you were to build one of these yourself, it would cost ballpark of $3,910. For a complete list of Go Power Sports parts we used for this build, you can find them in the description of this video. And when you're checking out, let them know that we sent you and enter their in-store monthly credit giveaway. Now, here are a couple ways that we could have saved some money on this project. We could have done a Miata front suspension instead of our custom-made front suspension. Probably saved about $300 there. We could have picked up a rear end, a Miata rear suspension with CV axles that were good. We spent $150 on new CV axles. Other than that, the only real cost savings is going to be if you can get metal for cheaper. Remember that anytime you're building something, the smaller it is, the less material you're going to use, and it's going to be cheaper. We use 1020 DOM steel tubing, the seamless stuff. That's expensive. It's also stronger than like the electric seam welded. So you could have used that if you wanted to, but it's probably not a good idea for safety's sake. So if you were building one and you wanted to save some money and do pretty much mostly what we did, you probably could have got it down to $3,500. But for safety's sake, I think we were pretty close.
We're mad.
Our welder's broken. It's sick. It's chunky. Not in a good way. We've had it for maybe 4 years with like without a whole lot of maintenance, so maybe just some parts are starting to strip out.
Now, I don't know if this is the correct way of messing with this, but this wheel appears to stop turning, but the bolt turns. So I'm thinking that maybe we have something stripped out. We're gonna see. I think this gear is messed up, dude. It looks pretty round, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to have a couple of flat spots. There's the leftovers from flat spots right here. And right here. It's got a flat spot there and a flat spot there.
Yep.
And
it's round.
so I believe that's our problem, dude. I can try tightening up this bolt some more and see if it'll might get us a little bit further, but I mean, it's bad. Maybe 2 right there.
So
and then Yeah, 4 here. Maybe 6 along here.
Okay. Guys, by the way, this is for body panels. We're doing it. I don't know that we ever officially said we're doing body panels, but it's happening.
Yes, sir.
That it?
I guess. Ugliest welds ever when you run out of gas. Alright.
So a little bit more cleanup, and
Yeah.
then it'll be go time in terms of pour 15 and paint.
Yeah.
So we're using a rust encapsulator called Pour 15, painted over bare metal or over rusty surfaces. We just scuffed up our test area here, and we're doing this because we just want to make sure that our white spray paint will cover this gloss black.
Now I will go ahead and say Pour 15 doesn't like to be doesn't like the sunshine. So
Yeah.
if you apply Pour 15 to something and it's on the outside, make sure you cover it with another paint to keep the sun off of it.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, dude.
Give it a good stir. Oh, and I'm already spilling it. What, at least 2 coats with this stuff, right?
Minimum 2 coats. And you do thin coats.
Yeah. It goes on pretty thin anyway.
Yes, it does.
So I got the test panel painted. I'm gonna come back out in a few hours, throw a second coat on it, then in the morning give it a scuff, hopefully smooth it out a little bit, and do some white paint as a tester. I'm hoping that once we give it a scuff, it'll,
Smooth out. Some.
yeah, it's looking kind of textured right now.
Might have to, if scuffing it doesn't work, we might have to wet sand it.
Yeah,
That does look pretty rough, dude.
yeah, but it's why we're doing a test panel, you know,
Yeah.
to see how this is gonna all turn out. So, see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. Our 2 coats of Pour 15 in the test area are done and they're dry. Still pretty textured, so I'm gonna give half of it a really thorough scuff, half of it a light scuff. Then I'm gonna throw some white paint over it and see what we can get away with. Let that dry, and then hit it with a heavier coat. this is a bust. We are done for today. Thunderstorms, rain, can't paint in that. So, we'll get it done next time. We'll get it back together next time. We're gonna be bringing the Ducati back. Don't forget Mini Mayhem, October 4, 5, 6. Come out, bring your projects. We're gonna have the cross cart there. Yeah, this rain is a bummer. But thanks for watching the video, guys. Leave a thumbs up and check us out in between videos on Facebook and Instagram at CarsandCameras Reviews. Yep.
Check me out at Isaac, it'll be fine.
And thanks for watching. We will see you next time.